The Spanish Inquisition represents a long and complex period in history. It was a powerful institution established by the Catholic monarchs of Spain. Its main purpose was to maintain Catholic religious purity. The Inquisition was not like a normal court. It was a special religious court. Its job was to find and punish people who were not following the Catholic religion correctly. These people were called heretics. The Inquisition wanted to ensure that everyone in Spain followed the same religious beliefs. This created a strong sense of unity, but also a great deal of fear among the population. This period lasted for a very long time, over 350 years. It began in the late 15th century and was not officially ended until the 19th century. During these centuries, the Inquisition had a deep impact on Spanish society. It influenced politics, culture, and the daily lives of ordinary people. The tribunal's methods were often harsh. It used secret testimonies and interrogations to investigate accused individuals. The fear of being denounced by a neighbor or friend was a constant worry for many, changing the social fabric of communities across the country. The story of the Spanish Inquisition is often filled with dark images of torture and public punishments. While these things did happen, the reality is much more complicated. The institution evolved over time. Its focus and intensity changed depending on the historical context and the region. Understanding the Inquisition means looking beyond the popular myths. We must examine the real reasons for its creation, the people who ran it, and the lasting effects it had on Spain and the wider world. It is a chapter of history that teaches us much about power, religion, and control. Studying the Inquisition helps us understand a critical moment in European history. It was a time when religious identity was extremely important. The rulers of Spain believed that a single, unified faith would make their kingdom stronger. They used the Inquisition as a tool to achieve this goal. This essay will explore the origins of this powerful body. We will discuss who was in charge and what happened to those who were targeted. Finally, we will see why this dark chapter continues to be remembered and studied so many years after it ended. The Spanish Inquisition was formally established in the year 1478. This was done through a papal bull, which is a special decree from the Pope. Pope Sixtus IV gave the Spanish rulers, Queen Isabella I of Castile and King Ferdinand II of Aragon, the authority to create it. This was a significant moment because it gave the monarchy direct control over this religious court. Unlike earlier inquisitions in other parts of Europe, the Spanish one was controlled by the crown, not directly by Rome. This gave the Spanish state immense power over religious matters within its own borders. The main reason for its creation was the concern over conversos. Conversos were Jews who had converted to Christianity. Many had converted under great pressure in the preceding decades. The Spanish monarchy and many in the church suspected that some of these conversos were not sincere in their new faith. They feared these individuals were secretly practicing Judaism while pretending to be good Catholics. This suspicion created a climate of distrust. The rulers believed that this religious disunity was a threat to the stability and strength of their newly unified kingdom. Before the Inquisition, Spain had a long history of religious diversity. Christians, Jews, and Muslims had lived together for centuries, a period known as the convivencia. However, this tolerance was fading by the 15th century. Economic problems and social tensions were often blamed on minority groups. The idea of a purely Catholic Spain gained popularity. The monarchy saw the Inquisition as a necessary tool to enforce religious uniformity. They believed that a single faith would unite the people and consolidate their own power over the entire Iberian Peninsula, creating a singular Spanish identity. The goal was to investigate and root out heresy. The Inquisition was designed to be a permanent institution to guard the Catholic faith. Its creation marked a major shift in Spanish society. It moved from a place of relative religious coexistence to one of strict religious enforcement. The fear of hidden heretics, particularly among the converso population, provided the justification for a powerful and intrusive judicial body. This set the stage for decades of investigations, trials, and punishments that would leave a permanent mark on the nation's history. The Spanish Inquisition was a large and organized institution. At the very top were the Catholic monarchs, Ferdinand and Isabella. They held the ultimate authority. They appointed the key figures and ensured the Inquisition served the interests of the crown. Their direct control made it a powerful instrument of state policy. Below the monarchs was the Inquisitor General. This person was the head of the entire organization. The Inquisitor General was responsible for overseeing all the local tribunals and setting the overall direction of the investigations across the kingdom. The first and most famous Inquisitor General was Tomás de Torquemada. He was appointed in 1483. Torquemada was a Dominican friar and was known for his extreme religious zeal. He was instrumental in organizing the Inquisition and establishing its procedures. He wrote the rules for how investigations should be conducted and how trials should proceed. His leadership made the Inquisition highly efficient and feared. Under his command, the institution expanded its reach and power, carrying out thousands of trials during its earliest and most intense years of operation. The Inquisition operated through a network of local tribunals. Each tribunal was like a regional court. It was staffed by a group of officials, including inquisitors who acted as judges, prosecutors, and investigators. There were also secretaries to keep detailed records and constables to arrest the accused. A key feature of the system was the use of familiars. These were laypeople who acted as informants and assistants for the Inquisition. They would report suspicious behavior in their communities, creating an atmosphere where people were afraid to speak freely, even in their own homes. The process began with an Edict of Grace. This was a period where people could confess their sins without severe penalty. After this period ended, the tribunal would begin accepting secret denunciations. The accused were often not told who had accused them. They were imprisoned and their property was seized to pay for the trial expenses. The inquisitors would use interrogation to secure a confession, which was considered proof of guilt. These methods gave the leaders of the Inquisition immense power over the lives and fortunes of the people living under their jurisdiction. The Spanish Inquisition had a profound impact on many groups. Its primary targets at the beginning were the conversos. Thousands were accused of secretly practicing Judaism. They faced trials, confiscation of property, and sometimes public execution. Later, the Inquisition also targeted Moriscos, who were Muslims who had converted to Christianity. The institution also investigated Protestants, people accused of witchcraft, and even those who simply criticized the church or its officials. Anyone whose beliefs or actions were seen as a deviation from strict Catholic doctrine could become a target. The public punishments were known as the auto de fe, which means act of faith. These were large public ceremonies where the sentences of the accused were read out. People found guilty were forced to wear special garments, like the San Benito, which was painted with symbols of their crimes. Punishments ranged from fines and public shaming to imprisonment or being relaxed to the secular authorities for execution, usually by burning at the stake. These spectacles were designed to intimidate the public and serve as a powerful warning against heresy, reinforcing the authority of both church and state. The Spanish Inquisition is remembered today for several important reasons. It stands as a powerful example of religious intolerance and persecution. The methods it used, such as secret accusations and the use of torture to extract confessions, are seen as major violations of human rights. It has become a symbol of the dangers of combining religious authority with state power. The story of the Inquisition serves as a historical cautionary tale about what can happen when a society demands absolute conformity and is willing to use extreme measures to achieve it. In conclusion, the Spanish Inquisition was a defining institution in Spanish history. It was created to enforce religious unity, but did so at a great human cost. It consolidated the power of the monarchy and created a unified Catholic Spain. But it also fostered a culture of fear and suspicion that lasted for centuries. Its importance in history lies in its long-lasting legacy. It shaped Spanish society for over 300 years and has left us with crucial lessons about religious freedom, justice, and the abuse of power that continue to be relevant in the modern world.